I'm going to get involved with the Texans. I think they win the division here on the road, and that also would come with a pretty big upset on the bottom of the screen there with the Titans and Ryan Tannehill at home.
We've got a squad ride sweep. Let's fucking go, boys.
How about that?
How about the Magic? So, Ron, we'll be seeing, brother. You were a terrible coach. We are in the same spot now that we were in 4 years ago. If not, maybe even worse. All right. And then, yes, a Five Guys bang. How about it, chat? 200 to win $2,200. What do you say?
I'll tell you what this screams to me. Like, I think Corum still gets his yards, but this square screams to me there's going to be a big run early in the game from Michigan, and you're going to look up and be like, oh, surely it's Corum. No, it's probably going to be Donovan Edwards. What is that?
Dang.
Is that from
bro,
your
I don't
camera?
know. These TikTok cameras, bro, they be getting me. Yeah, there it is. Squad rides are perfect in the new year. Let's fucking go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Behind the Lines, episode 396. As always, joined by your two co-hosts, Krabs and Javon, presented by Pickett Sports on this wonderful Thursday afternoon. Javon, we are dialed, my man. I don't know if I've ever seen the board as clear as right now. I'm carrying. This is insane. I hope this run lasts forever. I know it won't. But my goodness, has it been a good month? A good 2 months. Can we keep this going, Javon? We're going to need a fucking ice report today from you. Shelly's getting on here later. I'm fucking hyped to hear what you guys have. Chat. If you guys are not making money tailing our plays right now, I cannot help you. We can't. Plain and simple. It's pretty hard not to. Okay, we got a sub bank coming in from Moose right now. Let's go. We got DeGen, party of 40, coming in hot with a raid. DeGen, let me know how that Taco Bell breakfast was. That shit's elite. Super underrated.
So far.
So fire. So fire. Javon, we're attacking the day today. We're not slowing down. The college basketball slates, it might be all been majors. It ain't much, but it's honest work, and we're going to tap into it. We're going to go over the Sharp reports. We've got Shelly coming on, talking hockey with you. I've got a couple NBA angles, and I think you might as well, chat. We've got best bets below, okay? We're attacking. Let's stay hot. We got a Spade subby coming in. I hope you guys watched Night Sweats last night. It was epic. It was epic. Okay, Ron, we need you to bounce back today. I know the Knucks didn't come through. That's okay. You can't hit all your bets. I'm excited to see what Ron has today, Javon, as we get a hype train rolling early on this Thursday BTL app. Are you ready to attack?
Of course. Of course I am.
Why not us? All right. Let's hop into this W recap for my plays yesterday. Insane. 5-0. 5-0. We'll go ahead and show you guys this real quick. Boom. 5-0. We'll let the results speak for themselves. Let's stay hot. All right. Knock on woods. Seeing the board very well right now. Okay. Even as well as, figuring out Temple is going to be fake sharp and then being up the entire game and then blowing it late. We're seeing the board clear as day. Okay. Let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. And let's keep cashing bets. Plain and simple. Okay. Nevada, whale. Never in doubt. Squad ride over. What a sweat. But it really wasn't at the end because they scored 1 million points in the fourth quarter. Northwestern, air. If you guys didn't take Northwestern, you don't trust me enough, and that's an issue. Okay, Northwestern was air. They won outright. They dominated that entire game. Okay, we got Caleb Brimmer coming in with a resub. Let's go. 3 months, my man. W's. Furman was a great bet. Never in doubt they're winning the entire game. And then one more play, I believe, below. If I'm not mistaken here, sure. Toronto was a Sweats. Hopped on Sweats last night for the end of that one when they won an OT. That was electric. Chat. Before we dive in, if you guys aren't watching the morning after before the show, what are you doing? Mikey's been on fire. He had over 400 people in there this morning, the most I've seen so far. He's grinding on this show. Go give him some support. That's a crazy picture that I didn't see this morning. That scares me. That scares me.
That is absurd.
But yeah, if you guys aren't tuning into the morning after, what are you doing? You're missing out, okay, on a little morning wake up show and going over the slate and the recaps from yesterday. And then, of course, the Surge stream after this. And Night Sweats has been epic recently, chat. Okay. Let's get that off the screen. That is giving me nightmares. I'm going to see that in my nightmares later. That's not cool. Javon, let's just dive into the W recap and get this over with. Let's take a peep at the squad ride, the best bets from yesterday. Still have Temple up there because I had that as a play earlier. But like I told you guys on BTL yesterday, got cold feet. And thank God I told you guys that, and thank God I did and did not end up betting them. Huge. Okay. Auburn, was an insane bad beat, Javon.
That was a crazy ending to that game.
A couple things with that game. Number one, the game was delayed because the lights weren't working, and then they started the game, and it was like pitch black in there. I felt bad for Mikey because he had the over, and I'm like, how are you going to hit an over when these guys can't even see the hoop? Brutal starts, and then, of course, they hit that crazy three where the guy readjusted in the air, and then they ended up ruling it not a basket when they would have covered with that three. So that made me sick just watching it. Crazy cover for Bama. I cannot believe Bama and Nevada both covered last night. Maybe it's just the Sharps week.
Could be.
Know what I mean?
Could be.
UVA push in OT. We take that, though. A minus
that
6
game,
OT. We take that.
That game was almost as stupid as the Auburn game, that ending. I mean, the fact that it even got to overtime in the first place was absolutely hilarious. And then the fact that it pushed in overtime was even funnier.
You're betting on UVA. You know what you signed up for.
Oh, I know exactly what I'm into.
Northwestern, Air. Furman, Air. Iowa State, never in doubt, Air. That one was sweaty, all jokes aside. And chat, the squad ride, Oklahoma State Spurs over, never in doubt. If you guys aren't tailing the squad ride every day responsibly, what are you doing? Why are you even here? Why are you even here? Okay. W's. Let's move to the worst thing I saw today. Posted the 5-0 slip from yesterday. Was just thinking we're going to get all elite vibes because I'm just absolutely spewing out winners for free right now like it's my job, because it is. And then these people just have to ruin it. These people are probably squares on the other side, and they're pissed about their terrible, terrible square bets. And apparently I copied Trent on all 5 of these plays, which is a crazy comment.
Wild comment.
Even just think about. So Chris Lee Show, which, by the way, I've never heard of the Chris Lee Show. I don't think anybody has. I did not copy Trent's bets yesterday, and if I ever copy Trent's bets, somebody check me into a mental institution. Now, to be fair, Trent is on fuego right now, and he's coming off one of the best days of his betting career because he tweeted out that he woke up pissed off, just like Trey Palmer, your guy on the Bucks. Next thing, he's hitting a freaking 5-leg parlay, $500 to win $3K. $3K. Trent, teamwork, brother. We're in this together, my man. $500 to win $3K. Can we give it up for Trent having a legacy?
Trent.
Let's go.
I think the second the Leafs won an OT, you could tell something was up last night, and he was going to have a good day. And
there was something in the air.
Something was in the air.
Mm-hmm. We got hella follows coming in. We got Ron giving out subbies. Ron, you are my GOAT. I'm excited to hear what you got today. Do not force, but if you have something, you know we're ready for you to hop on Search Stream later and feed the people rebound winner. We're all excited. Head up. All right, everybody loses bets. It happens. Excited to hear the winner you got today. I told you last night on Sweats, I'm putting 2 units on whenever Ron pitches today on Search Stream, and I'm going to hold true to that, whatever it is. So, Ron, no pressure, no rush. If you go on Search Stream today and have a winner, I'm tailing for 2 units because that shit's hit. Plain and simple. All right. W's. Love it. On Ron's special day, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Ron, you are my guy. You are my guy. Man. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. We got hella follows. We got hype trains rolling. We got Nick Kelly dropping a follow. W's, gents. If you guys are in here for the first time, drop a follow. Okay. If you're watching on Twitter, come over to the Twitch or YouTube. Book It Sports. I promise it's a way better viewing experience, especially Twitch. Way more people in here right now. So if you're watching on Twitter, if you join for the first time, drop a follow. It's free. We're the only people out there grinding our asses off every day, giving out free betting content. Plain and simple. We got a hype train level 2. Love to see that. Okay. Let's move and groove onto the recap for the Sharp report. 3-2 for me. Javon 2-2-1. That ain't no problem. We take that and we move. Okay. Nevada Air, Northwestern, like I talked about, Air. The totals were forced from me yesterday. And Miami and Notre Dame got close, not going to lie. Oduro, he balled. He's a stud. He is the best player on Providence. I don't care what anybody says. He is a beast. And he continues to get better figuring out this new system. Javon, Gardner-Webb. That was probably the best bet of the day, winning outright.
Potentially.
Straight up.
People were saying, streets were saying, they dominated that game.
The real GW.
The real G-dubs. The real ones. Okay. Let's stay locked, chat. Let's go, Ref, coming in with a sub bang. Love to see that. Rather be Southern Indiana. Chiote, we will talk about the Screaming Eagles. Don't you worry. Sit back, relax, kick your feet up, and chill.
He's talking about Trent's POD. I don't think anybody has come even close to guessing what that message in that play is. That's potentially the most insane play I've ever seen come out of his mouth.
What sport?
CBB.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What do you want to do about this? Should we reveal it? Should we wait? He probably doesn't want us to reveal it, right?
Oh, there it is.
Oh, he is. Oh, he is. Mary Mac money line. Why do you love betting on Mary Mac, bro? We've done this before. What is the Mary Mac connection?
Well, the last time he was spamming his POD with his little write-up, it was the same game. I think it was Wagner against Mary Mac.
Yes.
To me, he just might be dialed on Mary Mac.
So now he's taking Mary Mac against Wagner. Okay.
Yeah. Play of the day of the year.
Look that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Play of the day of the year. You guys heard it here first. That's just a crazy comment. I should have had that as the worst thing I saw today. Play of day of year. Not even the. There's no the in there. It's play of day of year. Unbelievable. That shit geeked me, Trent. Why are they favorites? Yeah, they probably shouldn't be. They probably shouldn't be after losing outright to them, right? So I like to play Trent. POD of year, chat, lock in. Trent is on Fuego. Okay? They might not have Jordan Minor anymore, but they'll find a way to figure it out. All right? W's, let's continue on to steamed crabs. Not too much. We got a little king of the board recap. W's goods. 4-1 plus 2.3, 3 units. My results speak for themselves in king of the board. I don't think anybody's had a legacy run like this for anything ever.
Yeah, locked.
Ever.
Locked.
This is insane. It's something I'm going to tell my grandkids about. It's something that's going to be written up in the history books. When I write my gambling book in a couple years, when I have a couple more stories under my belts, this might be in there. King of the boards. I am the king.
I will say,
I beat anybody in this challenge.
I will say, this is nowhere near over.
No.
Goots.
I'm just saying.
Just giving the people a reminder.
Just
Well,
giving
Goots, you
them
know
a
what I'm trying to
reminder.
do? I'm trying to fire up this guy right here and see if he has
I
any
know.
magic
The,
in the tank.
the Tom Brady picture will be posted. I know.
Oh, it'll
Okay.
be posted.
I know.
Javon, man, got to step it up. 2-1. Got to get 2 wins here. I'm no mathematician, but I definitely laid some more juice. So you should be good if you win your next 2 bets.
Yeah, if I go 2-0, I'll be all right.
100%. 100%. Let's see what you got today. We'll come back to this, circle back towards the end. Chat, we're going to go over the BTL Sharp Report here in a moment, and then we're going to go over NBA and college basketball, whatever we missed, fill in the gaps, and we're going to get Chelly on here for about 20 minutes, and him and Javon towards the end are going to go over the NHL slates and give you guys winners. Okay, both of those gents are dialed to the ice right now. Excited to hear what they've got. I took a look at the slate myself. There's some nasty plays on there. Excited to hear what you guys like. Okay. W's, Goots, not too much to get mad about, like I said, but we still got to run that shit. Let's see that steam crab. W transparency, Jordan, we are cold as ice on Prize Picks right now. This week.
Freezing.
You're cold.
Freezing.
We are freezing. W transparency, it is what it is. I know the straight bets make up for it, chats. I know you guys tail those a lot too. But we're just not there right now on the Prize Picks board. Now that means there's good things coming because we are the greatest Prize Picks crafters on earth, and we will bounce back with some winners very soon. So stick with us. But we got to figure something out, and we got to spend some extra time in the lab today for some squares. Javon, I'm not just pulling this up to bitch about these bad entries. The funny part is I did hit 2 entries. Both to win a rack, I believe, from yesterday. One of them was what we crafted up with Lauren yesterday on BTL, which was sharp as attack. I had to lock it in immediately, and that shit printed. If you guys aren't tailing Lauren's plays right now, she might be more on fire than me. Like, she's absolutely freaking locked into Prize Picks right now, finding these NBA first quarter squares that are just absolutely manufacturing coins. It's unbelievable. So that hits, okay? And then the Sneak C team that me and Javon crafted up at the end of the call because I had a couple leftover squares. Literally threw this together in probably a minute after we finished the A team and the B team. Didn't post it. Didn't think it would hit. Next thing you know, it's green as a gulp 3-piece. Yeah. Hold the fry. Yeah. This pisses me off to no end. Do we need to start crafting an A team, B team, C team, and then throw the A team away and not let anybody on earth take those, and then just put the fucking B team and the C team?
You might have to. I've been doing that secretly too, and just throwing a little flex nuke on the leftover ones that don't make the graphic. And
oh man,
not the first time they've all turned green.
Chat, even when everything's going great, right? Life is good right now. Like, no complaints. The bets are absolutely hitting. We're grinding. We're working our butts off. We're growing. We're seeing success. But there's always something to humble you. And yesterday for me, it was these two entries that we didn't even post, that I didn't even really craft up much of, smacking. And then the ones we spent the most time on it being the worst entries to ever exist. Corey Kispert threes, dude.
Yeah, that was a shit square. All time.
Has to be said. Has to be addressed.
First time he is. Yeah, first time he has not even shot one all season. Absolutely insane.
That's actually insane. I didn't even know that. That's bad. Okay.
Crazy.
Well, the Wizards fired their coach. So maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe they knew,
Yeah,
maybe he had that square. Maybe coach tailed you and he was so pissed and that was the last straw.
Could be.
Get him out of there. Thank God they fired him. By the way, he was the worst coach of all time. The only reason he stuck around this long is because his dad was the greatest Wizard of all time. Straight up. We'll talk about that in a little bit because I actually have a play I like in that game.
He's in the front office now too, I think.
Yeah, he's still there.
He's still part of the Wizards.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, they figured out that he just can't coach, and maybe he's got a good basketball brain, and they're pulling a Brad Stevens a little bit.
Like a Brad Stevens,
He's no Brad Stevens, but like that. Okay. Well, I'm cool with that. Get him the fuck off the floor because he's the worst coach I've ever seen. He was supposed to come over here and fix our defense, and they somehow got worse when they were the worst defense when he came over here and took over for Scott Brooks. Insane. With that being said, Wizards spread today. Let's move. Let's groove, Javon. Let's hop right into the BTL Shark Report. All right. No time for fun. No time for messing around. Let's give the people 10 winners that we've got circled and our eyes on for today's slate. Okay. We can start out with some favorites. I want to take you guys to Baltimore. Said nobody ever. Sorry, dudes. Towson money line. The Tigers at home. Look, I know Towson lost their two studs from last season. Okay. I know Timberlake is on Kansas, being kind of useless. I know their stud point guard, who I'm forgetting what his name is, but he was like a 6'5", absolute stud point guard who could do everything. Blank on his name, but these two best players gone from Towson. But you know who they still have? One of the best coaches in their conference, and they have a great home court advantage. This Towson team wins at home. Okay? That's what they do. And they're going to win at home in this spot as well. Look, Towson's starting to play much better once they've gotten into conference play. And with this total moving down and already being super low, that plays right into Towson's hand. Drexel, very public, trendy dog, very public, trendy mid-major this season. They pulled off some upsets. They've kept games close. They're 14-6. Best record Drexel's had since I've really been following college basketball seriously. This team's been moose the last couple of years. But Drexel right now on fire on a crazy win streak right now, Javon. They're taking care of business. And they did beat them the last time they played, which I love because before that, Towson owned them. So almost like a UVA VT thing when UVA, beat us for the first time in 20 years. Immediately after the next year, we spanked them again and stuffed them back in the locker and showed them who's boss. That's what Towson's going to do again in this spot because they're the better program. They have the better coach. They have the home court advantage, and this low total is a great sign for the Tigers. Back them on the ML. They opened up +1. They are now -1 and moving. Grab them before it's too late.
Yeah, I'm 100% in. It's going to be like a sneaky, really good game. So I'm down to tune into that for a little bit. Idaho, that's my favorite, -3.5 at home. Which the reason that I even gave this game a look in the first place wasn't just because we had to get in the lab for a bunch of mid-majors in the short slate, but I remembered earlier in the season, I think it was a couple weeks ago, we had taken big for Buzz there. Huge. I remembered earlier in the season, I think we took them at Portland State against someone there on the road. We thought that line was a little weird, and they're -4.5, and they covered by exactly 5. And then I had in the back of my brain, didn't Portland State also just play Northern Arizona, who's playing Idaho, which I thought was a little strange because I went and looked at that game, which was exactly a week ago, and they beat them by 20. So that whole line situation is what drew my attention to it initially. But I do think Idaho matches up really well, especially on the inside. They're a very matchup-dependent team, and they're one of the few teams in that conference that can get consistent scoring from their big guys, which any team that's really had that against why am I blanking on their name? Against Northern Arizona has been a serious problem. So Julius Mims is going to have a fantastic day inside, and he's not the only one. They have a cast of 3 guys off the bench that give them pretty consistent scoring. So I think it's a little inside-out type game for them, and that line is interesting, continuing to move Idaho's way despite, it's one of those lines where the previous matchups between common opponents don't really tell you that this should be the line. So I'm in on Idaho.
I don't know how this one slipped through the cracks for me because this is a slam spot for Idaho at home. You ever watch an Idaho home game? You ever tune into one of those before?
Yeah, a little bit.
You know what their court looks like? Can you picture what their court is? Because it's probably the craziest thing. They've got the hoops on the sides. They've got 1,000 lines on the courts. It looks worse than my high school gym. It's crazy. The Vandals. I used to call them the potatoes, the Idaho potatoes, my buddies. I don't know why, but used to bet on this team a little bit and watch them pull up the crazy YouTube streams when they used to play them. Milkman, more like potato man. Sure. Today he is, and that ain't no problem. Okay, Idaho makes fire potatoes. Slam spot for them. Northern Arizona, Javon, that's where Jalen Cone came from. They had a lot of studs last year and had a breakout season last year. They're usually ass cheeks. Another program that's still hanging around this year, but I think they're fraudulent. They lost a lot of their studs. A program that I want to keep fading, that keeps getting a little bit of respect on the lines. NAU, not that guy, pal. Idaho coming off some losses at home here. They get it done. They get it done. Love it.
Their second conference win, hopefully by 4.
Okay. Let's go potatoes. Sure. Wizards. Plus 7.5. My dog of the day. Anybody have this on their bingo card for me pitching the Wizards today? If you know me very well, maybe you did because of the fire the coach system, but probably did not expect that one today. Give me the Wizards, who, by the way, were plus 5.5 when this game opens. They've moved back to plus 7.5. I'm sure they would. So if I was running those freaking lines, I'd be moving it too with all the money coming in on the other side. You kidding me? We'll keep it simple. Coach got fired system, or coach got moved, upstairs system, whatever you want to call it. He got canned for being the head coach. And they're going to cover this game and play their fucking hearts out. It's probably going to be a Jordan Poole legacy game. Maybe him and some of the other players will be out to prove that they were not the issue, and it was the coach, which we see more often than not in these spots. These NBA players are petty. We're going to see way more energy out of the Wizards because these players have an opportunity now where if they ball from now on till the end of the season, people are going to blame the coach and not them for their shitty performance early on. I would not be shocked if the Wizards win this game outright. It's not like they're playing the best team in the NBA right now. To be completely honest with you, the Jazz have not been great, and they don't scare me one bit. Give me the Wizards. Give me the spread. They are home in this game, and they will keep it within 7 points.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I like points in that game, which I guess I don't need to talk about yet. I guess it's right next. But my underdog, the Blue Jackets, on the road against the Flames, which Blue Jackets on the road just period have been pesky. So, I mean, if you're taking their plus 1.5 on the road, you've been pretty successful so far. Because that's been one of the more profitable puck lines to take for underdogs in the entire NHL. And now we're inching up on the All-Star break. Got a couple games left here. There's a couple of teams that I really think are kind of limping towards the All-Star break, whether it's because of injuries or just because they're not playing well right now. And the Flames, kind of one of those teams. So, like, the Flames have been playing pretty shitty hockey. They've gone into a lot of really tough matchups. Like, they were playing well, and then they went into play the Leafs, who came in at home, beat them in a game they probably should have lost. The Oilers dominated them defensively, and then the Blues had a crazy comeback. So really, I think they just need the All-Star break really, really badly. They're trying to rely on their defense a little too much and trying to play super low-event hockey against teams that were going to be a little offensively sharper than them and kind of burn themselves out. So, like, right now against a team who, even though they're not very good, like the Blue Jackets are not the Ducks, they're not the Sharks. I guess the Sharks can be in this category now, but not the Ducks, not the shittier teams in the league that you think can flop on any given day and not really show any effort. I guess the Blackhawks probably a better example of that. They show heart and they play tough. And in this matchup on the road, especially when I see the Flames at the little minus 190, I think this is going to be a really tough game. I think they win outright, but taking the Blue Jackets plus 1.5 is just, it's a fun feeling when you click the button.
All right. The Blue Jackets, I just feel like they're a covering machine. I feel like they have been for years.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like you've pitched this team in this spot a bazillion times, and more often than not, knock on wood, it ends up pretty well. So Columbus, they might be moose on the surface, but they're fucking covering that spread and keeping it within a goal tonight. I'm in.
Yep.
8-0 at home, Towson at a pick-em. I'm assuming Jay is trying to make that bet seem square. It's not. Towson is ranked 150 in KenPom, and surprisingly, Drexel's ranked 101, which is insane. They're almost in the fucking top 100 this season.
That's kind of
But
crazy.
they don't have the guys. That's insane, though. And the amount of respect there, a 50, ranking difference in the KenPom, I was expecting it to be within, 10, probably. A 50 rank difference. That's wild. Towson opening up +1 probably made sense. That's probably where they should be with how well Drexel's played this season. Them moving to -1 is a great sign. They are the sharp side. The splits look good. Towson wins this game tonight. Do not be fooled by chat. Plain and simple. Ref is nervous about Towson. God damn it. Because Ref is literally sweeping today after going all in on Colorado State yesterday. He's about to sweep today. That scares me. We got Wade's Lab resubbing. Let's go. 4 months. Wade's Lab. Love to see that. We got S Hall 07 subscribing as well. W's, gents. Appreciate you. The line makes sense at home. Yeah, they are wagging at home. Okay, maybe they do have to be a favorite, but Either way, Towson wins that game. We've already seen it. Let's go to the over in the Kings and Warriors. An NBA over. Javon, this total is moving up and the splits look sharp. I want to back Golden State and their offense coming off that break. I know they played last night, but they're going to have plenty of energy because they had a 9-day break before that. So I'm not worried about the back-to-back one bit. And this total is high and it keeps on climbing up. Do I think the Warriors carry this total? Honestly, no. I think the Kings are a slam spot here and they probably win this game and cover. And I think their offense is going to be the one that carries in this game because Golden State's defense is atrocious. But I think the points will be coming from, honestly, mainly the Kings. They're coming off a nice under in their last game, which is kind of rare for them, to be honest with you. And they're 20-22 to the over this season. Golden State 25-16, though. They don't play a lick of defense this year, Javon, and they're not going to play any defense tonight at home with this total creeping up. Give me points in Golden State. It's getting to the point where Golden State, I know they're coming off that win last night, but it's almost like they just had an all-star break, Javon, and they get a little reset button. I think this Golden State team, we see a little almost like vintage from their offense, and they start putting up 130 pieces like it's their job, and we know the Kings can keep up. I mean, all they do is score, and they don't play any defense either. So give me points. That total's high for a reason, and that's why it's creeping up.
I'm in. Give me points in with your boys in DC too. I think
Like it.
I'm certainly in with them keeping their head in this game and potentially winning this game. I think it's going to be close, and the way they're going to do that is by scoring. I mean, they lead the league in pace, and the Jazz are not far behind, but it's surprising because if you think about the Wizards and think about what they were earlier in the season, like their defense hasn't really gotten any better, but they're not scoring nearly as much. So if you look at what they've done against, I don't know, some opponents in the last handful of weeks, really, I mean, you could look at since the new year, haven't been really producing nearly as many overs as you would think, especially against like the better teams in the league, which I guess you can kind of put the Jazz in that category, not really, but the games that you see with the Wizards that are going over are against the Spurs, against the Pistons, all those type of games. And when you have a really good offense that, like on paper, should kind of dominate them, it hasn't really been the story. I think it's going to be the story today. And it certainly helps that we have the coach fire narrative, and I expect their offense to pick up the slack a little bit and not have to be so one-sided like the Thunder and Spurs kind of felt like for a little bit last night. I think this one's going to be close. The Jazz certainly print over, so there's nothing unexpected coming from their side. I just think this is a 130 type game when it's all said and done.
100%. And if the Wizards want to cover in this game, there's going to have to be points. That's the only way they can do it. Not playing any defense tonight. So over. That game reminds me of the total yesterday we took for the squad ride. I'll leave it at that. Unders. These are boring. These are nasty. It is what it is. I really like this under, though. SMU and North Texas under 125.5. The totals dropped. It already opened up pretty low. We don't really see a lot of totals in the 120s anymore. You know, 4 years ago-ish, 3 years ago-ish, way more common, you know, with all these defensive teams who are super slow and don't score much. But seeing totals in the 120 these days, not very common. But there's a reason why this one is in the 120s and moving down with very, very sharp splits. A lot of handle, but not a lot of bet percentage on that under, is because it's going to be first team to score 50 points wins this game. It might go under by 20 points. These teams offensively are terrible, to be completely honest with you. But I love this spot because SMU is coming off a legacy performance where they put up over 100 points in their last game, coming off their best game of the season. That is when we fade that offense, going to play the mean green down there. I know they don't have Tyler Perry anymore, but that team still has an elite defense, and they're going to keep this game close throughout, to be completely honest with you. They might even win, although I don't really have a lean on the sides. But this total being so low and moving down, you just don't see them that low very often. And it's there for a reason. The splits look great, and these defenses are going to shine. And I love fading SMU off that great performance.
Yeah, I'm in. I think that game's going to be absolutely nasty. And I think the line may have flipped in the game, which I guess could be good if you're looking for a defensive struggle, because I think that's probably the side you want to err on. And I'm in. I think it's going to be gross. Might have to put boots on that game. Potentially.
Ooh, how far are you from UNT's?
Not too far. Maybe 30.
Maybe UNT
30.
has injuries. UNT's terrible. Doesn't matter, though. It's plug and play. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's move. Let's groove on to your under. Javon, what do you got?
Yeah, so I'll talk about my under and my square, I guess, together because they're one and the same there. Play of the day of the year. Habs team total under 2.5. The Islanders, they're in, I think, game 3 of their coach fired system, which it's not a system in game 3, obviously, but They beat the Stars in the first game. Then last game out against the Knights, they lost, but they looked really good in doing it. And I believe Aiden Hill, the Knights goalie, had 40 saves in that game. So they're ripping puck, and I expect that to be the same. And this is another team, kind of like I guess I could put in the umbrella of the Flames. The Habs are kind of limping their way to the All-Star break. They're playing horrendous hockey right now. Last three games, they've lost by a combined 13 goals. By the Senators twice, and I think the Bruins once. They got absolutely pummeled by all three of those teams, or two of those teams in 3 games. It's going to be more of the same. I think the Islanders have figured something out offensively with Patrick Waugh. He's done something with the lines. They look a lot more comfortable. So this game, I kind of think they're going to dominate. I don't know where exactly the scoring is going to come from. I still think it's kind of a slow under type game, but I think the Islanders are going to kind of dominate the run of play. And with that, I think they're going to absolutely pepper Sam Montembeault with shots, which is why I like his saves prop as well. I think they're going to dominate possession for this game. I do like Montembeault, and he's been the only decent goaltending, really the only bright spot for the Habs, period. So that's the only reason why I'm like not all in on the Isles minus 150 or so in this game. I still do think they win, but if we get a really good Montembeault performance at home, I wouldn't be surprised. But regardless, I expect it to go just like the Vegas game did in terms of the Islanders are going to look like the better team, the significantly better team the entire game, and you're going to know by watching that game. So the peppering Montembeault shots, don't think the Habs are scoring goals as a part of it. Screams kind of like a 3-1 game where they peppered Montembeault with like 35 shots.
Pepper them. All right. W's. We got 2 unders. They're nasty. North Texas under 125.5, and Montreal team total under 2.5. W's. Let's move on to the Prize Pick squares. I picked the nastiest one on the board. I went to the popular tab in the NBA, and I clicked on the one with by far the most bets today. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, an old friend turned enemy after leaving the Wizards. Couple things. Number one, this chart, you just have to fade it. Plain and simple. And if you don't understand that or get that, you're a bad better. Number two, KCP, from what I know, stands in the corner and doesn't do shit. How the hell is he going to get rebounds when he stands in the corner and waits for threes? I don't know. He's not. And the Knicks are kind of big. Is Mitchell Robinson back? Do we know? Who's their big man these days?
Jericho Sims.
Hartenstein, too.
Yeah,
Hartenstein, who is useless offensively, but a big body. Okay.
He didn't play last game. I don't know if he's back, but yeah, he's
I don't think Mitchell's back, as far as I know.
Either way, less than 2.5 rebounds from KCP. Fade this chart. Fade the most popular square on the Prize Picks tab, the new popular category, and you make coins. Plain and simple. KCP ain't getting 3 rebounds, bro. Come on.
There we go. Man.
What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I already talked about it a little bit, but Sam Montembeault over saves. He's going to get peppered by shots, and there's a reason why. I don't love that he's extremely green, I guess, if you take out the Bruins game, but there's a reason why. And even if you look like the Sharks game, he's also green. This team right now is just not fit defensively to play a game against a team like the Islanders right now. They need this all-star break like air. So Montembeault, like I said, kind of the only bright spot on that team, I guess, defensively. He's been absolute rocket net if you look at some of these games, and especially taking his save squares. But yeah, Islanders are going to control it. They're going to pepper him with 35, 40 shots. I think it's going to be similar to the Vegas game. And even if he lets in 5, I think it's perfectly enough for them to pepper him and for this to go over.
W's. Chat, take notes. All right. Take a little screenshot of this one mentally. You can also always go back and rewatch BTL later once we get these puppies published up on the YouTube. Okay. If you have not already, do me a favor, guys. If we've cashed a bet for you recently, if you guys are in here watching our shows, go over to our YouTube really quick and subscribe. It takes 5 seconds. It is free, and it will make my day. And the winners we've been providing you guys, that's not asking for much, in my opinion. Considering everybody else in this industry now sells their picks. Okay? Go drop a sub on the YouTubes. The link is literally right here. It could not be easier. Could not be easier. All right? W Budman. Love that. Done. Thank you, C. Dot. Appreciate you, Beast. I expect to see more duns and more people subbing. I have it pulled up right now. I can see. All right? So I'm going to call you guys out if I don't see any. All right? Let's get those subs flowing. And these are the winners for you guys today. 10 plays. 10 winners, our favorites. Javon, if you had to pick one of these to lock in and one only. What do you take?
Blue Jackets.
Blue Jackets. Okay. If I had to take one bet, it is Calcinema. They win that game. All right. Dubs. Let's move, let's groove, and let's talk about some other CBB and NBA plays. All right. Sure. We could start out with Elon and Campbell. That'll tickle the fancy for chat.
Sure.
Any plays? Just fade the minus 112 on the green buck and your up coins. Take Elon.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that with Elon, though. That team fucking blows, dude. They're so bad.
Yeah, they do. Hey, Prize Picks making moves. Let's go. Yeah, I think they're in a couple new states today. So that's a W. Make sure you guys check. If you previously did not have Prize Picks in your state, make sure that you guys go and see if you now have it, okay? Because they just added some new states. So stay posted on that. YouTube name, please. Book It Sports. And the link is literally right here in front of you. Bless your heart, my man. Bless your heart. All right, let's move. Let's groove. Elon Campbell, no thank you. Fairleigh Dickinson, no thank you. Albany, Maine, no thank you. Georgia Southern App State, nope. Vermont, UMass Lowell, Bellarmine. We're going to stop at Bellarmine.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of have to, right?
Here's the thing. And W's, appreciate you guys for the subs, okay? Here's the thing about Bellarmine. Bellarmine is like that team who is sharp every single game for no reason because they were good 5 years ago and they never, ever, ever come. Now, this spot is a little different because it might be the nastiest play I've ever seen with that spread, considering Bellarmine has not won a game in forever, and North Florida is on absolute fire. They're 10-6 ATS. Bellarmine is 5-12 ATS. Absolute moose coming off of a zillion straight losses. They cannot buy a win to save their life, Javon. And when these two teams play, though, if you look at the last couple times, Bellarmine has beaten them 2 of the last 3 when they played. So maybe they do have an edge. We know Bellarmine's been better in years past, but for the last year and a half or 2 years, this team has stunk it up. They've gotten line respect every time, Javon, in every game, and they never come through. But we might not have a choice in this spot because it is probably the nastiest line of the day. Are you taking the baits with Bellarmine, or are you staying off thinking they're like a temple today and they're fake sharp?
I think I might get involved, which part of that is probably because it's a short slate, so you can't be too picky on the slate. But North Florida, whenever there's a team kind of like them that really likes to push the pace, and I know Bellarmine's been terrible, but defensively it's kind of a different matchup than you get really anywhere else in that conference. That is always interesting to me. So like North Florida, they haven't been great on the road, but they also haven't had a team that's going to play them kind of like Bellarmine is. And they've, I believe, only had 1 road game in the conference so far, maybe 2, and they were against pretty shitty teams. And then one of them I know was Stetson, who they looked awful in that game against, and that game really shouldn't have been as close as it is. They lost by 1. So I have my questions about North Florida today, and that line continues to drop, which is ever so strange.
Yep. People in chat were all saying it was plus 3.5 last night. Can confirm. Now down to plus 1.5 most places. So Bellarmine probably going to have to be a play today. Do I think they could be fake sharp? Sure, but I'm willing to put my money on it and find out. I'm with you. All right?
Yeah.
Any other plays in Stony Brook or St. Pete's?
No, I mean, I would be lying if I said Ryder wasn't looking at me a little funny.
Yeah.
I think that game's going to be gross, and I would love to take the points in that game, but don't know if I'm going to get there.
Okay. Spread down from plus 7.5 to plus 6.5, depending on where you're looking. St. Peter's, trendy dog, right? Or trendy mid-major team that has been, obviously having crazy runs in March Madness in years past, but a lot of those, their coach, all their best players have left since then. But they have won and covered 4 of their last 5. So this is a good fade spot for St. Peter's at home. And it's not like Ryder's been playing well. They're coming off of 2 straight losses, including a loss at home against Niagara. You can't lose to Niagara, man. You kidding me? They're minus 3. They lost outright. I think Ryder bounces back. I know they're 5-13 against a 10-6 St. Peter's, but that spread is very, very, very short with the way these two teams are trending right now. And I think I'm with you. Ryder has to be the play here. Definitely the sharp side.
I got to say, too, there's not many times in conference, which I know Ryder, they score a little more. They're a little bad defensively, but there's not many times you see St. Peter's at home getting the total move up, which is exactly what you're getting right now, which that could be good for Ryder. And I would love to see that, but that over is definitely catch my eye right along with Ryder.
Interesting. Okay. Anything in Charleston or Hampton?
Yeah, probably not. Okay. Charleston probably kicks their shit in.
Yeah. Let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving, Goots. We're going to power through these mid-majors. We've got NBA on the horizon. And then we're going to get Shelly on here in about 20 minutes to talk some NHL with Javon. You going with the Roos today on the road, getting 10.5?
Lean the Roos.
Lean the Roos?
Yeah.
Okay. We already talked about Towson. Love them as a favorite now. Stop me if you need to, but I don't have a plays in a lot of these games. SMU, North Texas. Love that under.
About that
we
one.
talked about earlier. Anything in Green Bay or Eastern Kentucky's?
That Oakland Green Bay line is interesting a little bit.
Talk to me about it.
Anything catch your eye there?
Let me pull it up real quick.
It's a little adjustment because they did just play a little bit ago, and Oakland was 8.5-point favorites. Didn't cover, but they won by 6. So I mean, they're still, I don't know, on the road now. So I mean, it's an adjustment, I guess, of what, 5.5 points after they were 1.5 points under the line prior. Seems like fair, maybe a point or two excessive. I'm not really sure what to do there, but it's definitely screaming a potential Green Bay get back.
Well, I'll tell you what you do. You don't bet this game because it involves Oakland, and they steal coins
Also
whether
true.
you bet on them or fade them. They are the worst. They're the worst. Last year, tried to bet them every game. They were literally the sharpest team on earth, and they never covered. This year, they were terrible. I told myself I was not going to bet on them when they have all these sharp lines, and they started out on fire. Like the hottest team to start the season. Insane.
Sure.
If you look right now at the splits in this game, I'm pulling them up. Honestly, Green Bay is a little bit public. Not going to lie. 51% of bets, 42% of handle, up arrow on the spread for Green Bay per Visson. And that over is getting nuked with bets. 86% of the bets are coming in on this over with the up arrow, the most out of any CBB play I see right now for a total. That's wild.
Interesting.
And that total's dropped 2 points.
Yeah, first game hit 152 too.
Give me the under. I'm going to bet that. I think we just found one of the best plays of the day. Not even kidding.
Potentially.
Holy smokes. Tech is a wagon tomorrow, Crab? Sure. Dude, Green Bay, Oakland under. You're telling me these guys played 2 weeks ago. They put up 150 points, and now the over has so many bets, and the total's dropped 3 points in this game, and it was already low?
Yeah, just about 3 weeks ago. 79-73 at Oakland.
Give me this under.
The set total in that game was also 141.5.
Huh.
Yeah.
So after soaring over by 10-plus points, the total's now lower the second time around. I bet.
That it is. It is.
Chats, I hope
it did.
I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down, chats. Yeah, check out the box scores if you can. Curious if it was just like a 35% shooting percentage or 60% shooting percentage, and they were just playing on their minds.
Well, I mean, this is a ridiculously strange box score. So Green Bay 15 threes in that game, shot 41% from 3, but Oakland also went to the free throw line 30 times.
Okay.
So I mean, if that is not a fraudulent over in that game, I don't know what is.
Man, we might have found a POD of the year, folks. POD of year. This could be it. All right. Why do you have best bets at the immediate start of stream? Jake, this could be tough because it's hard to read sometimes, but if you look at the ticker on the bottom, they all go across. And then we do the squad ride and vote at the end with everybody the last 10 minutes. Okay? We don't gatekeep plays. We're the only people out there that don't, to be honest with you. So we should be getting thank yous and not stupid questions like that. We move and groove.
Do you want to say something to your man Ray, saying that KCP rebounds is on the first square of the popular tab on Prize Picks?
Yes.
I don't
KCP,
think you realize that you're fading it.
Yeah, I'm taking the less than, brother. Taking the less than. Okay, KCP, we are fading the heck out of him, Ray. Come on, you know that. Ray, you've been in here before. This is not your first rodeo. Come on now. Whose jumper is worse, Giannis or Krabs? Well, I'll tell you what, I've never done that dance after shooting a jumper. I know you guys know that clip I'm talking about. It's going viral yesterday. Drum, appreciate the support, Beast. Jay, Knapp, thank you for the follow 4 minutes ago. W's. I mean, it's a fair question. Best bet stuff come at the end in some shows. Well, again, ASIM, we don't gatekeep, and we vote on the squad ride in the end. And
squad ride is
start up your own show. You can come up with the outline.
Huh.
Let's move. Let's groove. Okay. Jacksonville, Eastern Kentucky's. Any plays in that game?
I mean, seems like a little bit of a fat spread, I would say. That was my first impression, and it's definitely a tempo mismatch. So, like, if Eastern Kentucky's allowed to run fast and play their type of game against a super slow Jacksonville team, that could get pretty ugly. So definitely lean EKU.
EKU, who, by the way, started out like Moose this season, surprisingly, because they were supposed to be kind of good this year. Now they are playing like the Eastern Kentucky team we were expecting. They are on absolute fire right now, Javon. They've won and covered 5 in a row, and they typically do beat Jacksonville. They've beaten them 3 of the last 4 times they have played Jacksonville. They got off to a really good start, and they are trending in the complete opposite direction. That's why you're seeing a 10-point spread between 2 teams who have almost the same record. Okay, chat. I'm not going to bet Eastern Kentucky. They've been too hot. My body doesn't let me place bets with teams who have won and covered 5 games in a row. It just doesn't. But I will say I'm definitely not taking Jacksonville. And I think, gun to my head, Eastern Kentucky rolls and wins this game and covers.
Yep, same there. You want to talk about Northeastern now?
As a matter of fact, I do. Javon. The Northeastern Huskies, this team I've been trying to target for literally years, Javon. This team I've had my eyes on as a sneaky CAA team since literally 2 seasons ago, and they've had so many injuries, bad beats, and just letdowns over and over and over again. But now we're finally starting to see Northeastern show some heart. They have a pulse. Not saying they're back alive, but they are on life support right now. Okay. They're 8-11 this season, playing against a 13-5 UNCW team who we know just steals coins like it's their job. Northeastern, after the slow start, they have now won and covered 3 of their last 4 games in impressive fashion. In most of those, they're looking pretty sharp. UNCW has also won 4 games in a row. They do what they always do, and that's freaking win. And they've beaten them the last 3 times they have played Northeastern. I cannot ignore this spread. This is a bet the lines, not the teams. Don't even think about it. You don't even need to Google the stat sheets. Just bet this line, and you are bringing the coins home. POD on Northeastern, who's 8-11, getting 2.5 points against Wagon UNCW. Are you kidding me? But we know UNCW, their powers only reside down there in Wilmington. When they hit the roads, they are beatable, and they're going to lose this game on the road tonight.
Yeah. I mean, it's a massive letdown spot for UNC Wilmington, too. It's not just the super short line and the fact they're on the road, but, I mean, they've been playing really good basketball recently. And, yes, they just beat Charleston, stormed the court. Big emotional win for them and their fan base. Now you got to go to a mooshit team on the road at Northeastern, and you're a short favorites. Have fun.
This is when we fade. Yes, precisely. I'm in. All right? Keep on moving and grooving, Goots. You're killing it. All right? Javon, stop us if you need to. I don't have many more CBB plays. You talked about Stetson earlier. Do we need to dive into that one or no?
No, not really.
Okay. I think FGCU is fake sharp. They're my temple today.
I'm in for that. I really did not want to get involved in that game. You like Trent's play of the year, play of the day of the year?
I do. I like Trent's POD of year. I do like Mary Mack coming off a loss to Wagner, like a week ago, literally a couple of days ago. Yeah. Some of these mid-major conferences, Chad, if you guys are not extremely dialed into CBB, a lot of these smaller schools will play each other like back-to-back almost. It's really weird. And Mary Mack and Wagner, I guess, are running it back after playing, within the week. Mary Mack just lost to Wagner. Trent actually called that one insane. I think they're plus 4.5 or something. They won outright. And now Mary Mack is the favorite on the road this time around. So could be one of those weird series where the road team wins both games. It's looking like it. And Mary Mack has revenge on their minds. They should not be minus 2.5 here. No chance.
I'm looking at the box score right now. They only shot 8 threes. Wagner did in that first game. 3 of 8 from 3. I mean, they went to the free throw line 23 times, but I mean, Wagner scored 71 points shooting 3 threes, making 3 threes. So it's a crazy sentence to say out loud. So if they do that shit again, Mary Mack is winning this game on the road.
I'm afraid Trent might be locked, folks.
Trent might be locked.
Trent might be meeting Miss Mary Mack at the counter tonight. He might be counting his guap. Mary Mack, no Jordan Minor, no problem. He stinks anyways. He's a Cavalier. All right, moving groove, Goots. What's up?
So you just got locked on defense last night.
He's starting to play better. Allen's navigation on the Thursday Moose slate: Towson ML, Bellarmine, Squad Ride, Idaho, Hawaii ML open spot lay. We'll get to that. And Djokovic open spot lays. Okay. Alan, locked as always. Thank you for holding on the YouTube. You're a beast.
Yeah,
we got Jeff69 dropping a follow as well. What's up?
I will say about the tennis, you don't always get this line on Djokovic. He's only
you're
like
saying he's short, huh?
I think he's like minus 165 or something. He is playing Skinner, who's a good, or Sinner, whatever it is.
You saying this is like the most bettable line you got on Joker?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Ever?
saying. It's the most bettable
Ever?
line you can really get.
You know what that
Not-
sounds like? That sounds like Samford. You're never going to get them as an underdog again. That
Yeah.
we heard yesterday on a
I'm
17
not-
game winning streak.
I'm not saying Djokovic will win. I'm just saying you don't really get him at this price.
Okay. He's short. Sinner's been red hot. That would
Yeah.
account for a little bit of it for sure. But my contrarian fade the public, bet on shitty things and shitty players and teams is tingling right now. Sinner
Like you said, I'm
wins.
not lying.
Trent for sure. The sneak
Okay.
slip for sure
Okay.
does.
I mean, I would not be betting Joker after hearing all that. Okay. Might have to be a sprinkle on Sinner. What time is that match? Is that like a 3 a.m.er? 2 a.m.er? Somebody in chat, let me know.
Yeah. What's the time on that bet?
All right. Dubs, we will keep on moving. 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, that's kind of fire. That's watchable. Hell yeah. All right. Let's keep scrolling here, Goots. Nothing in here for me. It's Stonehills. Oh, the
Yeah,
Mount.
you don't have a bet in 2-19 Stonehill versus 3-14 LAU.
No, typically I would. Not today.
Kind of
though.
soft of you. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. That is kind of soft. I'll give you that. It is. How about the Mounts? Getting 4.5 points down from 5.5 against Wagon Quinnipiac. The Mounts and Quinnipiac have not played yet this season. They've only played twice ever. Quinnipiac beat them the first time last year, and the Mounts beat them the second time, actually at Quinnipiac. So they had a little reverse wins on the road there, like we were just talking about. The Mounts coming off a loss to Niagara is minus 5.5 point favorites. What are we doing, Mounts? What are we doing? And Quinnipiac, I don't even have to talk about them. They are unbelievable. This team is winning the national championship. They are going to go to the Final Four and be this year's St. Peter's, whatever you want to call them. No. Grow up. Give me the Mount. Give me the points. Plus 4.5. That spread is short with the Mount losing 3 of their last 4 games and Quinnipiac looking like the fucking 2015 Warriors right now.
How does this game get to 152? That's what I want to know. Because like I kind of lean them out with you. I don't think they're going to be able to go punch for punch in a high scoring game with Quinnipiac, and Quinnipiac doesn't really shoot. Because like if you look at how the teams that have been beating the hell out of St. Mary's, like in Niagara, they went into Mount St. Mary's and they shot 12 of 18 from 3, and they've had a problem defending the 3 ball. Quinnipiac doesn't really shoot that. So like I think that's a great matchup for St. Mary's or Mount St. Mary's, but also I think this is going to soar under. I don't know if I'm just being super square, seeing a big number there with a game that I think is going to be just a classic Mount St. Mary's slugfest, but I don't see this game having a lot of points.
Both totals last year were 135, so parlay
Scoring
monstrosity.
a lot more now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both these teams are scoring a lot more now. College basketball, there's just more points to go around this season than there ever have been. So all the totals are higher. That's just how it is. There's just more points now, guys. The players are getting better. Defense is taking a back seat. These players want to transfer to big schools. And you don't do that by playing defense, unfortunately. You do it by putting great offense on tape. Plain and simple. They've been putting up points recently. I mean, the Mount's coming off and over in that game. They gave up 82 points. The Mount doesn't give up 82 points. That's not how the Mount wins. That's not their bread and butter. They win with defense, and they're one good player they have every year that transfers to a big school the next season and ends up being a beast. That's what the Mount does. Okay? Quinnipiac, though, it's been a little too good for them, but the points have been flowing. I mean, Javon, they're coming off a 91-87 game where they just beat Iona looking like a freaking NBA matchup.
Yeah.
This is absurd.
Yeah. They didn't really even shoot that well in that game. They just got to the free throw line a ton. So
I mean,
like they're going to have to like get to the rim on the Mount, which I don't think they're going to be able to do too easily. I think the
Mount's
Mount
not very
game.
big.
They're not very big, but they're really good at stopping the rim versus perimeter defense. They don't really
George Tinsley.
They kind of play a Walmart, Virginia pack line, no middle defense. They're just obviously not as good or don't have the bodies in the same way as Virginia does. But yeah, I mean, the only time they've really been getting torched and giving up a lot of points is against teams that are going to be the 2015 Warriors. And the Quinnipiac doesn't really do that. They just rim run.
I might take the Mount today.
I kind of want to
The
take the
second
Mount
time
with
this season. Okay. Give me the Mountaineers. Must-win spots. You know they're going to get efforts. You don't got to worry about effort or heart from the Mount. Okay, it's going to be there the entire game, the entire 40 minutes. And that's the team I want my coins on. They're desperate. They need an upset, and they can get it against Quinnipiac, who's been on fuego. Letdown spot. All right. We got to power through these last couple of games. We've got Grand Canyon on the horizons. They're 17-2 this season, Javon. They opened up -2.5, and they're down to -1.5. Now, they are coming off a loss in their last game before being on fire and on a crazy win streak. SF Austin has won 4 of their last 5. They haven't really been covering their 6-10 ATS this year, but they're starting to win games. And we know these teams at home win, plain and simple. I lean SF Austin, I guess, but I don't even think I'm going to bet it because I don't think it's as sharp as people are thinking. But I do lean SF at home with 1.5.
Yeah, I probably lean Grand Canyon, but I just don't want to get involved in this game. I don't know why this is everybody's little play of the year. I don't think the line is that strange. Like, I mean, you see a difference in record by 5 games, but I don't think these teams are like on different levels necessarily.
We need to stop looking at these records because they don't mean shit. You need to look at conference records right now. That's all that matters. Everything you bet on and knew from before conference play started, throw it out because that season is done. It's complete. Out of conference ball, finito. Okay? Conference basketball, it's a completely different ball game. These teams know each other more. It's just like NFL teams playing each other in the same division. The games always go under. These teams know each other. It's the same shit. These teams, it's like you got to handicap differently. You really do. I think it's a little bit easier, knock on wood, in the conference. You get, the second time around these matchups or whatever. But, gosh, I'm with you. Why is SF Austin like the sharp POD today? To be honest, recently, they've looked like the better team.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of have. And, I mean, they're undefeated at home in conference. The only games they've lost in their home arena this season are to Utah State and Louisiana Tech and non-con. So, I mean, even the fact that they're underdogs, maybe you could argue they should be favored in a spot like this because Grand Canyon's seen plenty of line respect or line disrespect in spots like this earlier in the season and in past years too when they've been equally as good. So I don't think the line's all that weird. Like people are trying to make it out to be.
I've noticed all year Grand Canyon away from home, it's not as much as respect.
No, they don't get any line respect.
Yeah.
They shouldn't. They're one of the best home teams in basketball, and they stick on the run. Yeah. W analysis, good find. Let's go to Hawaii at the end and scroll up. Let's start at the bottom here and wrap up these late night plays while we wait for Chelly to hop on here, and then him and Javon are going to go over these hockey plays. Stoked to hear what they have on the ice chat. I know you guys are freaking ready, foaming at the mouth. They were half the chats before BTL even started was we need hockey, we need hockey, we need hockey. It's coming. All right, be patient. A couple minutes here. Let's start with Hawaii.
On the board here.
Is Hawaii on the board yet? It might be on for tomorrow. See if you can scroll down a spec. There it is.
There it goes.
I like Hawaii in this spot. I'm not going to lie to you. The Gauchos do own Hawaii. And Hawaii has been cold as ice recently. And UCSB, they are coming off a loss as -7 favorite, which might be enough to keep me off this game. If that wasn't the case and they were still in a win streak, I'd be nuking Hawaii in this spot because of how bad they've been playing. And then moving up from -3 to -5 is ridiculous. I still lean Hawaii. And I do think they win this game. I think they're a great money line piece, and I'm going to tell Trent to put this in the Fugazi. Hawaii wins this game, and as that spread keeps moving, I get more confident now. Give me the Rainbow Warriors.
I agree. I'm with you there.
Any St. Mary's plays? The spread is massive.
Dude, I mean, 27 is crazy.
Massive.
And I know you've seen them get massive spreads. I guess earlier in the season they didn't come through. Now they're playing a little better, but 27 is nuts. Probably, I mean, especially with a 135 total, like they're probably going to win that game like 90-50.
Chat, I think Cal State Bakersfield might be a little fake sharp here. I think it looks like the sharp play on the surface, but once you look into it and see how bad Northridge has been playing, they're really coming back down to earth after that insane lucky start to the season. But Bakersfield is atrocious, and I think they're actually fake sharp in this spot. So I would stay off that game. Not saying bet them, but just stay off. Any Montana reads, Mr. Montana?
Got nothing on Montana today.
Okay.
I would love to go back to him, but
I
want to take my money and run from that one game.
Yep. I lean Eastern Washington on the spread, but I don't know if I'm going to get to the counter there. Both those teams have been on fuego recently. Two pretty solid basketball programs, especially Eastern Washington. I do lean them with that fat spread, 2 even teams. Sac State, Eileen, they're 6-13 against a 9-10 Montana State team that still has value from the odds makers from last season. I like Sac State. You like that too?
Yeah, that was another one that I looked into line-wise to see like what they were doing in conference against some of the similar teams. And I know Sacramento State gets a lot of weird line respect, especially at home sometimes. But that one didn't necessarily match up to me. So I'm looking at that one. I might get to the counter with that.
W's. Shelly, we're gonna get you on here in 2 minutes. All right, get loose. Oregon has to be talked about. I like Oregon in this spot against Goots' ASU. Sorry, Goots. But your little legacy tour here with Jose Perez is finita. And they're coming off that big-time win against fraudulent USC. They're probably feeling pretty good about themselves, but that win means nothing because USC is atrocious. Oregon coming off of 2 straight losses after they finally started to get back on track. I think they got 1 or 2 of their guys back from injury. I like Oregon coming off of 2 losses here, laying this ridiculously fat spread. I know they're the better team, but Arizona State's been playing like the better team all season. Crazy spread.
Yeah, and this is my favorite thing to do. A team which a lot of it's been partially because of injuries, but even when they've gotten a guy or 2 back the last couple of games, it hasn't really helped. Oregon doesn't get line respect. They've been disrespected all season. They've been on the opposite side of what seems like a fat line, and now they're getting one themselves against ASU, who's coming off of a couple pretty good but weird performances. So gladly take Oregon. And I have to mention, legally obligated, I did go through some bumps this morning. Jose Perez PRA got bumped out.
Let's go. We're back. We fade him every day until he finally turns green. We have to. It's personal at this point. Okay. Real quick, have to mention the Screaming Eagles, USI, Southern Indiana. A lot of you guys probably don't even know who that is. You're just not as dialed as me right now. Give me the Screaming Eagles at home. They're 5-15, Javon. They're playing absolutely terrible against a Western Illinois team who's only a -2 favorite, sitting at 12-7 this year. Huh.
Yep.
Interesting. Give me the Screaming Eagles, one of my favorite plays of the day. All right. Any other CBB before we pivot to Hockey Milk?
I think that's it.
I think that's also it as well. Chats, as always, we're going to post the Sharp Report today. The best bets are scrolling across the bottom. Okay. And we will post the cards, obviously, on Twitter for our plays later as well. Stay posted. And like I said earlier, please subscribe to the Book It Sports YouTube channel. It is free, and it'll make my day if I see that number keep ticking up. All right. Chats, I'm going to let you guys go for a couple and come back for the squad ride. I want the 2 Chell Lords to go at it right now and absolutely power through the hockey slate. Javon, you ready?
So ready.
W's. I'll be back.
Shit.
W sub.
Yeah, W sub. Big bangs. Charlie, what's good?
What's going on, Javon? How we doing?
Doing fantastic. Fat slate today. Rocking the Devs jersey. Is that a sign?
No, it's actually not.
I was kind of hoping it was.
It's the opposite of a sign.
Oh my god, unreal, man.
I hate the Devils today, bro. But I hate them. Yeah, well, they just had a really, really big comeback, so I'm gonna stay away from them.
They did.
But the Frosty that I made today was plus 3,000, over plus 3,000.
Wow, is that dropped yet?
No, not. I mean, I literally made it this morning.
Wow.
I do have a favorite dog. I guess we can start there.
Start there.
Scroll down to the Blue Jackets and the Flames game.
Yeah, I'm right with you.
I'm on Blue Jackets money line here. I don't know who they're going to start between Tarasov and Merzlikins, but Johnny Hockey Revenge obviously coming back to Calgary. These games, the Blue Jackets get up a little bit more than any other game. Also, the Flames are on a bit of a skid right now, so don't love fading them in this spot. But I think that the fact that whenever they come to Calgary, the Blue Jackets I got to take the value at plus 160. These games are always really, really, really close. They're usually like a 1-goal game. But I also lean the over in this game as well because nobody defensively has been able to be dominant, I guess, so far this season. And goaltending's been shaky for both teams. So.
Yeah, I'm right with you. I think I was talking about this, which I laid the plus 1.5 a little earlier, but it's gotten juicier and juicier as the day goes on. So I'm obviously throwing the ML in as well. I think CBJ wins this game. I think the Flames are kind of crawling their way throughout that little skid to the All-Star break here, and they need it pretty badly. And CBJ has been playing teams tough, even in the loss against the Oilers. They played them tough for 2.5 periods and
100%.
fell apart at the end. So now they get it. Now they get it going.
Yep. And they got a lot of guys back from injury as well, which is nice to see. Boone Jenner back in the lineup's big for them. He's a big face-off guy for them. So it's just getting a couple more key pieces. They are missing their best defender, Werenski, but hence why they've been, allowing quite a few goals.
Yeah, unfortunately though, Real Magical Pony says CBG is not winning shit, so I guess we gotta hang it up there. But POD Charlie's potentials.
Yeah, the over in this game, man. I mean, anytime Johnny Hockey comes, like these teams want to score, want to put on a show. Obviously, I'm going to be on Gaudreau more than 2 shots on goal today. Yep. Last game he had 5 when he played against them, and they were winning most of that game. So I am going to be on Johnny Hockey. He's also up for a point. I kind of like that as well, but I think I'll just go SOGs today because he's just going to he can't control whether he gets a point or not. I mean, he can, but he can better control how many times he's ripping that puck. And I think today, nobody's going to be on Johnny. Like, look at that last 5 chart. That's disgusting. But I am going to be on him today. Absolutely love that.
Sure. You want a pair for that?
Yeah, give me a pair.
Montembeault saves.
Love it. Another dog I have today is Canadians money line. So
yeah, I'm kind of torn on that game because I definitely lean Isles. I don't want to lay it though on the road, but I think the one thing I can count on, which I do this a lot with the Sens goalies, I know they're going to rip. I know the Islanders are going to completely control this game, whichever way it shakes out. The one thing that saves the Habs in the spot or could save them in the spot is Montembeault standing on his head. So I feel pretty confident that the Isles are ripping 35 plus shots, whether they go in or not, whether they have a random stop of play, kind of like they really dominated the Vegas game for a majority of it and had nothing to show for it. And yeah, potential Bailey, potential. But yeah, I like Montembeault saves a lot in that game, but I'm not getting involved side or total wise.
Yeah, I am getting involved in the Habs. I think there's a lot of value. This is that line, Javon, that we saw against the Senators, where I think the Islanders aren't as a complete team as the Senators are right now in this exact moment. Bo Horvat might not play tonight. If he does, it still doesn't move the needle that much for me, because the thing that really moved the needle for Canadians money line tonight, Blackhawks money line, was that Varley's in net for the first time in 9 games, and his confidence has to be shaken. I mean, they brought up an AHL guy to start instead of him one of the back-to-back nights. I think that this is a spot where you get a goalie who's a bit shaken up. Habs, again, haven't been playing the best hockey lately, but when they play against these teams from the East, they always tend to be in these games, whether it's a 1-goal game. And also, dude, Montembeault has been unbelievable this year so far. He's coming off allowing 8 goals to the Bruins. Man, give me Montembeault to just snap back into that form he was in. I think that was a fluke shit game. We know the Islanders aren't even capable of scoring more than 5 goals. So just give me Montembeault, give me the Canadians at home. I think Cole Caulfield nets one tonight as well. Completely biased. So
yeah, so the one reason why I stayed completely off of any Habs love today is because they've gotten shit pumped these last couple games, 2 of them against the Sens and the one against the Bruins, and now you are playing a reinvigorated Islanders team with Patrick Waugh coming back to Montreal, and then you go on the road and play the Penguins. They're one of those teams that I think is just begging for the All-Star break this last week, which is the only reason why I was completely off. But I could see it. As long as we get Montembeault, catch some ripping puck will be good. So yeah, I'm there. Tell me about why you do not like the Devils today.
Man, especially if it's Nico Dawes. I mean, I don't think Nico Dawes. It is. Okay. RotoWire can be late sometimes. That's what I use. But yeah, Nico Dawes is literally a walking garbage can. If anything, the over in this game, Svechnikov is coming back into the lineup. The Canes, they don't really understand how. I don't know. They might understand, but he is so important for that first power play. When Svech is on that first power play, he's pretty much everything for that team, because then they'll probably move Jarvis back to the second unit, and Jarvis is a second unit guy. He should not be a first unit guy, in my opinion. I think that it has to be the Canes at home today, who have been so good at home defending home ice. The Devils offensively haven't been until last game where they put up 40 shots on the Knights, they haven't been all there. I don't think, they've been scoring like 3 goals or less, I would say, with like an exception of an empty netter here or there to score 4. But I do think the Canes with Svetch back in the lineup is going to be what really moved the needle for me on this one, is why I'm not passing up the opportunity to get the Canes. Dude, a minus 165 on a back-to-back, Javon. On a back-to-back, they're being juiced that high. Come on, man. That tells me everything. I know you're a Lions guy. That says everything you need to know. Look at the Bruins line. Look at the Bruins line.
Yeah. It's a little, I mean, they are on the road, though. It's a little different.
Yeah, but
Against the Sens team that's playing really well and getting healthy right now.
yeah, no, I agree. I think that is why that line is priced where it is. I wish the Senators were favorite tonight so I could piss nuke them, but
It'd be unreal. Unreal. But yeah, I don't really know what to do with the Devils game. I'll probably stay off because I do think they're going to be live, but I'm probably not confident enough to push the button. You want to talk about Bruins Sens real quick?
Yeah, I'm not touching anything in this game personally. I think, like you said, the Sens coming back, a lot of guys back from injury. This is the Senators team. They're starting to kind of play like how we thought they would at the beginning of the season, right? We thought they would be this playoff contender that, has a lot of young talent, and Pinto back in the lineup. Now you got Chychrun back from injury. Chabot's playing well. Like these guys who they really, really should have been playing like this from the jump, just, unlucky injuries. Goaltending's been absolutely moose for them. If Korpisalo figures it out, this team could string together some wins and a bit of a win streak here, but I mean, dude, nobody wants to play the Bruins. Nobody wants to play the Bruins after a loss, right? The Bruins are really good at bouncing back after losses. They don't usually like to lose 2 in a row.
Yeah. Have they done that all season? I feel like somebody said that on like Surge Stream. They haven't done that all season.
What?
Lost multiple games in a row, or is that somebody else?
I don't know. I have to look. They definitely don't do it often. No, they've lost 2 in a row. They lost the Wild and then the Winnipeg Jets.
I do remember that.
They lost 3 in a row, actually, and then the Wild.
Remember that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I kind of like the Sens. I just still am in that space where, I mean, I don't know if people are really in on the Sens just yet. I don't think they've realized how good they're playing as of late. Because part of it is, I mean, they played against the Habs and some pretty bad defensive teams, but they have a couple more games than really everybody else in the league does before the All-Star break, which is a little strange. And not that I think this is a punt game for the Bruins necessarily, because you can't really say that at any point, but off the back-to-back when they know they have a reeling Flyers team that they're going to play on Saturday, I'm not really sure that this is the biggest game to get up for. That's kind of where my head's at.
Yeah. Javon, would you rather take the Canadiens with Montembeault at home against the Islanders or the Senators and Korpisalo at home against the Bruins if it was the same line?
If it was, are you talking like these games specifically?
Yes, these games. If they were both say plus 120, which team are you putting your units on?
Sens.
Interesting.
Sens, 100%. That's, I mean, even with the lines currently, I would say Sens. I don't want to fade the Owls in that game right now.
Interesting.
I got a feeling the Lightning are hitting your card somewhere.
Nope, no. I'm not fading the Yotes, man. The Yotes is big dogs, man. And this isn't even a big dog spot. I'd say they plus 200 higher is what I consider like a big dog. But even the Yotes as plus 185 is a team that thrives as plus chicky fat underdogs. And I don't think the Lightning deserve that type of respect that they're getting. Yes, they just got fucking hork slammed last night, the Yotes, by the Panthers. But that's why they started Vejmelka, because they fucking ruined Vejmelka. And now they're putting their goalie, who's been absolutely lights out, in a game. I think that they just disrespect the Lightning. I think they think the Lightning are not as good as the Panthers, which might be the truth. So that's why they saved their better goalie for this game, because this is the game I think they saved their best line last night. They didn't play them towards the end of the game because they're like, hey guys, we have a back-to-back tomorrow. We're going for that win. We got Ingram in net. So I'm not ready to delay that type of juice on the Lightning like ever. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not. It's like they're playing much better hockey, but I think a little bit of it is just, I mean, Kucherov's just going off in certain games, which not to say you can't against the Yotes, but I think it's a little bit of a revenge game, but I think it's going to be close. I mean, I'm obviously not laying the juice, and I don't want to lay the puck line there. I think this screams just some way, somehow the Yotes are going to make it interesting, and maybe we get like a late/OT Bolts winner. It's kind of
Yeah, I could totally see Yotes covering the puck line for sure.
Yeah,
I might put that in the Chele.
I hate fading -130 +1.5 too. That's like the sweet spot.
That's
Really
such
anywhere.
a sweet spot.
Such a sweet spot. Red Wings potentials.
Absolutely. So I'm really upset because the Carter Hart news came out after I'd already crafted my Frosty that day, and I'd already taken them before the Lightning game.
Yeah, Trent, we'll get to the Stars game.
That is the type of news that comes out, and when your franchise goalie is now potentially facing prison time, it's really hard for a team to go out on the ice and not have that in the back of their head. And it's a huge responsibility for Ersson now coming in to be that guy, to be the new Carter Hart. Appreciate that, Donovan. And I don't know, it's a spot where I think the Red Wings, they played the Flyers in their last game, and it was the game was like 7-7, and then went to overtime. Like, absolutely pissed. I mean, I lean the under in this game 100%. But I am on the Red Wings today. I think at home they're getting a couple guys back. Sherratt's back. That's nice for them. JT Compher's probably playing today. And I am going to be backing Alex Lyon because he has been actually really stellar for this team. Again, he did just have a bad game against the Stars, allowing 5 goals. But I think that this is a perfect time for him to bounce back. And guess who's not playing for the Flyers, who, in my opinion, runs that offense?
Yeah, it's just like that's such a big deal for that offense. They're just so, I don't know. I don't want to say anemic, but he's such a centerpiece of that offense. It's like kind of when we saw all the Jets injuries offensively. It's like such a big hit to that team that I don't know if it's recoverable, especially like right before the All-Star break. Like I said, another one of those teams that I think is struggling a little bit right now. It's not 100% their fault. It's a personnel issue, but they want this weekend to come through very fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough stretch to play the Stars, the Avs, the Sens in the form that they're in, the Lightning, and then now you have to travel to Detroit and play this Red Wings team who have been playing some pretty good hockey as of late, some inspired hockey, beating the Lightning, beating the Panthers on the road. And you can't lie and say that the Red Wings aren't in every single game that they play. So I'll take them at home today.
Trent's pitching for the Stars report when they're -350 against the Ducks.
He wants to put them in the Fugazi. That's why. Trent, they're starting Ottinger, who has been really moose since he's come back. Personally, I think the Ducks might pull this one out, dude. They at least cover the puck line. I do know that obviously the Ducks won their last game, which people like to fade after a bad team wins a game that they probably shouldn't, or I don't know. I think that when it's the Stars, it's never as easy as it needs to be. They always play down to their competition. And it's something that they've just been doing since we started betting, 5-6 years ago. They've always played down to these worst teams. Blackhawks are always going to OT with the Stars, and you're sweating out Stars, Blackhawks, OT. Do you really want to be putting yourself through that with a -345 favorite? I personally don't. But Miro is back in the lineup, so that is big for them.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to fade that new Wyatt Johnston line. They're absolutely nasty, bro.
Yeah,
I saw a tweet about it talking about how productive they've been, and they have like some advanced analytics. They're literally the greatest line of all time. They're the perfection line.
I fucking love Wyatt Johnston, which is crazy, but I hate the Stars. So
I do hate the Stars too. Yeah.
But I love Wyatt Johnston. I think they need more guys like Wyatt Johnston, and maybe I won't hate them as much, but I hate their Hintz and Sagan and Pavelski and Jamie Benn. Like, I hate all those guys. So
Stars by 2s and max.
You can enjoy that, brother.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah, I mean, Trent betting on the Stars is like an 0 for 15 rate, brother. So
dude,
he's going to the game. They never win when he goes to the game.
You expect me not to have fucking units pending when I'm sitting in this rat shit American Airlines state?
Well, you know,
Dude.
you only think it's rat shit because you go there, bet those type of units, and then sit there in absolute piss. So I'm just letting you know that I really am worried about the Stars tonight. But
Dude,
good luck.
Tell me you're gonna walk back into that house after a piss Stars -1.5 ticket, and
Trent,
you're
just
gonna
take
see
the-
Fruity immediately.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
just
for
gonna be
real.
pissed.
Fruity's gonna be in his Duck jersey. He's gonna have 5 tweets that say quack, and you're gonna walk in absolute shambles. Just take the
Yeah.
over, bro. Root for goals. Splooge.
OT already cashed, man.
Oh yeah, and
OT
take OT.
Fuck. Shit.
He knows I'm right too. And that's a
He
good point,
knows.
Javon. You know that's gonna be absolute moose shit walking in the door and Fruity's wearing his Ducks
Yeah.
uni.
Yeah. I remember last year it was Duck Stars there, and I took a Ottinger shutout, which had life until like 10 minutes left in the game, and then somehow ended up in OT. And they, they lost.
It's
It's a
moose.
piss. Zero
It's
Heiskanen.
moose.
I
Zero
assume you
Heiskanen.
don't have anything on Oilers Blackhawks before we
No.
wrap up. Preds Wild, anything?
Yep. Wild money line, baby.
Ooh.
Inspired hockey before the All-Star break is what this team's known for. I mean, they are absolutely tearing it up. They're beating the Panthers, they're beating the Canes, they're taking care of the Caps, and Gus Bus, when he is the starting guy, you know, with no Fleury conversations in the back of his head, and Kaprizov's in the lineup. I fucking love Philip Gustafson, dude. We saw him last year in the playoffs play some of the best hockey from attendee I've seen in a long time. I love the form Gus is in right now. I think it's unfadable. Saros is so iffy. Some nights he's really, really good. Some nights he's really, really bad. So you just, you know, Saros has been on a really, really good stretch as of late. But I mean, they've been playing some pretty underwhelming offenses. So I think that this is a good spot to get your Wild at home. With none of these Fleury conversations anymore. So Gus can just focus on being that guy. They're getting a lot of healthy guys back. I think that the Wild are just a better hockey team through and through. So I just love the way they've been playing, bro. They've been playing inspired hockey for the All-Star break, and you got to kind of look at these teams going into it. Who's going to make that push?
Might be them.
I think
I'm in. W. Chalice, appreciate you coming on and talking puck. I think we're going to get the squad ride going now. Crabs
sir.
lurking, W's.
Dialed today, Chow.
So
Dialed.
Absolutely,
Let's
absolutely.
fucking cash, bro. Let's fucking cash. I love that
Let's
you're on
get
the Blue
it.
Jackets, right? I think I
That's
heard you
a
say ML.
Dinky line, Crabs.
Yeah.
That shit stank, don't it?
Stank. Yeah, I'm on ML.
All right.
Let's do it.
I'll meet you at
Kelly,
the
it
counter.
was always laying -220 with fucking Settling.
Well, -2.5 also hit. -2.5
Dude.
games.
What are we're green fuzzy ball, man.
Well-
Caps at this hour.
Woke up the con.
It was always
Geertz,
just
man.
valuable favorites.
Here, let's play the train, man. Play the train. Trent.
That wasn't me.
Yeah. All right. Trent will be holding down the search stream in about 3 minutes, chat. But for now, we have the most important aspect of everyone in here's lives, the squad ride. Okay, plain and simple. Right now, Javon, it is 190, 130, and 4 all time. Let me repeat that one more time. 190, 130, and 4. Who else has a record like that? 60 games over 500. Who else gives this out for free? Not a single other person on this planet out of the 8 billion fucking people. Plain and simple. Let's keep cashing. Let's keep fucking counting our guap and building the bankroll up. Okay? Javon, while you guys are crafting up those little hockey plays, I was trying to find and targets our best came up and crafted and talked about today. Here's what I got. Idaho, -3.5. That's got to be in there.
I'm in.
USI, the Screaming Eagles. That's probably my favorite college basketball play right this second.
I'm in.
Mount St. Mary's, +4.5. They're going to win that game outright, but we'll take the
They are.
wins. Oakland, Green Bay, under 139.5. Probably our best sell job, and honestly might be my favorite overall play of the day as of right now, because I
Yeah.
fucking love it after talking through that play.
I'm
And
in.
then one more. What else you want to put in there? Blue Jackets, that Wizards over. What are you thinking?
Depends on what we want to go with juice wise, because the +1.5 is -140.
Is it hitting?
It is hitting, but
Let's
I
put
mean,
it
I
in.
like
Beautiful.
both those plays probably pretty equally.
Okay. Well, I think we go Blue Jackets. That's what my Nats are
Yeah.
telling me.
I'm in.
W's.
Shit.
What are we doing? 5 plays, 5 winners. Okay, we've got Idaho -3.5, Southern Indiana +2, the Screaming Eagles, Mount St. Mary's +4.5, Oakland, Green Bay under 139.5, and we've got the Columbus Blue Jackets +1.5. All right, you have 1 minute to vote. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. We are 13-5 this year. Knock on wood. We are not slowing down for anyone. Either get on board or get out of the way. I want to see 100 votes for the winner. Right now, 0 excuses. We have 750 people in here right now. If we can't get 100 votes for the winner, why are you guys even in here? Get your votes in. Click the right buttons as always. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Yes, the potatoes. People are sleeping on them, Rage. Do not let the potatoes get hot. Okay, they are done. And Columbus is a wretched wager. W's. More votes should be coming in there any moment. Love to see it. Javon, any king of the board plays? While we wrap up today, W like lightning updates. He's going to need 2 winners to close out the week, and you've got 2 days, Javon. What are you taking today?
You know, I don't want to be conservative with it and try and go 2-0. I'd rather just go for plus chick on both of them. See if we can shoot. Blue Jackets money line.
Okay. Columbus ML back in Chell's favorite play. I love that. All right. Let's see if Javon can creep back into this puppy with a big-time plus chicken win. That's some cojones. Love to see that. That is how you win. All right. Chat's looking like we're going Columbus +1.5. Love that. I think that might be one of our better plays of the day today. Javon's been dialed on the ice. Let's fucking cash. Chelly's on it. Javon's on it. The whole squad's on it. If you guys haven't already, sub to the YouTube. It's free. It takes 3 seconds, and it would really make my day. Okay, we're red hot. Let's keep cashing, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. We'll be seeing, boys. Peace.